if you have the eyes to see it, God has incredible things planned for our country and for our world. Let's get right into it. I'm not the only one to point out that the two most powerful people, Trump and Pope Leo, are both Americans. So you have to ask, what is God doing? In the same way that in the time of the apostles, God had his eyes set on the most powerful empire in the world to convert it to, from there, extend out the Catholic faith, Rome. He went right for the heart of it and sent Peter and Paul to die in Rome to eventually convert it in around the year 380. That's exactly what God wants to do now. In 2008, Pope Benedict came to the United States and he visited with President Bush. In 2015, Pope Francis came to the United States and visited with President Obama. Soon, and sooner than you think, Pope Leo will announce that he will come to the United States to visit. And when he's here, he will visit with President Trump. God will flood President Trump with so much grace that my prediction is that he will kneel before him, kiss his ring, be infused with grace, and at that moment desire to convert to the Catholic faith. That will send shock waves of grace throughout our country and throughout the world, and everyone will be watching. The next one to fall to convert will be Mark Zuckerberg, because he has a love for President Trump but is not able to admit it. Listen to this.
And that includes, not endorsing either of the candidates. Now, look, there's obviously a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. The historic events over over the weekend. And on a personal note, it's, seeing Donald Trump get up after getting shot in the face and pump his fist in the air with the American flag is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. But
now, he said that just after saying that he was not going to come out and endorse any candidate, but he had so much love for what he saw that he couldn't help but express it. Both these men, Zuckerberg and Trump, are thinking, and that's a dangerous thing, because when you think, you eventually become Catholic. Now, if Zuckerberg and Trump convert, that does not mean that everything will be rosy and amazing for our country. In fact, it will most likely be the case that there will break out a severe persecution against the Catholic faith because Satan will rage against what could possibly happen. Our job is to see that this is our time of visitation, that God is giving us a moment of grace, and that if we cooperate it and pray and fast and sacrifice just as God gave us Trump, just as God gave us Pope Leo XIV, God will give us a Catholic country to shine to others. God desires to use the United States and all of its social media influence to influence the entire world to bring it to the Catholic faith. This is not going to happen without our cooperation. Just like the Israelites, just because they belonged to God did not mean that they were successful in their mission or that they were going to be protected from all their enemies. No, in fact, in the year 70 AD, their enemies came and crushed them precisely because they did not take advantage of the visitation of Jesus at the time. So with us, this is a moment of grace. And if you have the eyes to see it, Pope Leo is Peter the Roman. Many people just before the election were talking about the prophecy of St. Malachi, and they kept saying, it doesn't add up. Where's this last pope? Where's this Peter the Roman? There was something of a miscount because Pope Benedict was supposed to be the second to last, and then was Pope Francis the last one. What happened? In the same way that it was prophesied at the time of Jesus that Elijah would come back, and that was fulfilled in John the Baptist, but John the Baptist wasn't literally named Elijah. The prophecy of Peter the Roman is not going to be fulfilled literally. Every pope is a Peter. And who is the new Rome, if not the United States? Therefore, Pope Leo is that last pope, not the last pope before the end of the world, but the last pope before the beginning of a new one. In the same way that the conversion of Rome meant the end of the pagan world, the conversion of the United States to the Catholic faith will mean the end of this era where we're at. And something new is about to begin. And we have a choice to be a part of it or to let it go in a different direction. What will happen if this doesn't happen? The United States will go the way of Europe. What's happening in Europe? The death of Christianity and the entrance of Islam. If we don't bring our country to the Catholic faith, what happened in Europe will happen here. And waves of Muslims will come here and turn our country into a Muslim country. When that happens, it's game over for us. God is giving us this opportunity on a silver spoon. Can you see it? Are you blind? Everyone was surprised by his election, but God has pulled out an amazing chess move, and he sees the next moves that he's going to make to take down Satan's queen. Satan sees what's coming. Do you? God is calling us to play a decisive role in these times in our country. It is no coincidence that the two most powerful people are right now Americans. God wants the heart of our country. We must be the ones to give it to him and to pay that price for that grace to be granted, no matter what that price is. The holy souls will be our prayer army behind us, assisting us, and we will provide the fuel through our prayers and our sacrifices and our petition to the Lord. My friends, if this video has helped you in any way, please subscribe and support this channel through Buy Me a Coffee. I'll see you in the next one.